Well, hello there. Now I was going to wait to do my final review about this new drone I bought after a few more flights. But the weather is very breezy and windy out there, and it doesn't look like it's going to clear up too soon. So I thought I'd just make the video anyway, and hopefully this will help other people out there that may be thinking of buying this drone. This drone of mine is the RRJC X12 Aurora drone. It's also known, I think, as eMachine's EX4 and probably a few other names as well. So let's start with the reasonably good things about this drone. Okay, one, it's not badly priced. Well, at least it's not badly priced in the States. It's still quite expensive in the UK or Europe to buy. It does come in a case with 2 batteries. The flying time of the batteries is about almost 20 minutes, usually, so that's pretty good. The camera is a 3-axis gimbal, which seems to work quite well. But it only takes 1080p 24-25 frames per second video and 4K pictures, and they do try to pretend it is a 4K camera, but it's not for video, that's for sure. But the picture quality seems rather good. In fact, that's one of the reasons I bought this drone, because the video seemed reasonable, and of course the 3-axis gimbal. And when it does fly well, it flies fairly steady and level, and is quite easy to fly. And it also has a great range on it, which I've never found to be a problem, the range. I've taken it far away. As soon as it goes out of sight, I'm a bit uncomfortable. But it never lost the signal to control it. So let's look at the down things on this drone. And let me tell you, there is quite a few. First of all, like I say, it is not a 4K camera as such. It takes 4K stills and not 4K video. It only takes 1080p at 24-25 frames per second. Even though the advertisers try to trick you, it's a 4K camera. But it didn't disappoint me because I knew exactly what camera was on it before it arrived. This drone doesn't work with any wireless that's not AC, and a lot of Android phones don't have that. Unless it's the high-end Android phones, which do have that. And even then, they're not always greatly compatible with Android. iPhones I'm not sure about. Probably works fine, I don't know. But my Android phone, which is a fairly newish phone, didn't have AC wireless on it, so I had to purchase another phone just to run this drone. I'm not sure about anywhere else, but in the UK it seems to have a hard time getting hold of satellites. And I've had a few flyaways already where I've lost the drone completely and had to spend hours looking for it, all because it just took off. I've tried the CFly app and EnjoyFly app, and both of them are quite buggy. Either app I use, it seems a hard time trying to find the vertical for the satellites. Turn slower or something. And then when it does say successful, you look at your satellites and there's 0. So all I can say is anybody who has one now, keep doing the calibration until there's a number on your satellites. Don't take off with just 0, because it'll probably just veer off. Now the only time it's veered off for me is at the beginning of the flight only. In other words, you take it up to about 6 or 7 feet and see if it holds position and you've got control over it. And that's when it takes off. It does this big wide loop but full throttle fast. And the only way to get out of it, because you've only got control up or down, is to bring it to the ground with a bit of a thud, which can not only damage your props but can damage the drone, apart from being quite dangerous. But when that doesn't happen, and it doesn't happen very often, but does happen, it flies very well. It's quite smooth. I find the turning radius when you're rotating the drone not very good for filming. It's not smooth enough, it's too jittery. And they say that you don't get jello effect with this camera. You do get jello effect with this camera, and I've noticed it a few times on my videos. But let's assume you're up there and you're flying around and you want to take some recordings, some video. You push twice on the control and you hear 2 beeps. That means it should be recording, and you can check on the application on your phone and there'll be red numbers going up, so it's recording. That's not necessarily true. I've been to a lot of places and did some videos, and it hasn't filmed at all. In fact, it's only filmed for about 5 seconds and shut off. But you don't know it's shut off because it's still counting on the application. So you think you're recording, but it's not. So you have to go back to this location again and take some more footage and try it again. And then you still don't know whether you've actually got any video or not. But let's assume you actually do get some video. Then you check it when you get back. And out of 6 videos you've taken, 2 of them could be corrupt. And this is quite a regular occurrence. And these files are so corrupt, I tried some free file repairs online. They didn't work. The only one I found was Stellar Repair, and that's not a free one. That actually does work. I mean, your corrupt files could be very small, but some of them can be very big. A lot of filming has gone to waste. And we all know when you're flying a drone and recording, some things could happen that will never be repeated, and you have lost them, because it wasn't recording or the file is corrupt. So on this drone, seems to be fairly well made, apart from the control is not that well made, but the drone itself seems to be well built, and it has an SD card slot. And you put your SD card in, and the application doesn't see it. So you format it on your PC and put it in, and the application still doesn't see it. And the only way I found was to format the SD card to FAT32. Then your application sees it, but FAT32 is a fairly old file system. On the drone itself, if you actually are recording and you don't 100% know for sure, there is a button on the left hand side of the control where you can move the camera up or down. This is not a smooth thing. You would probably have to cut that out the video or try and slow it down somehow because it's very sort of quick. I quickly tried the Follow Me one, although I don't intend on using that at all. Seems to work reasonably. I haven't tried the Orbit myself yet. And it doesn't look like the companies that make this is going to fix the problems or the software problems in any way, as they're renaming it and rebranding it under different names and selling it again under a different name. If the company made software update that actually fixes these issues, it wouldn't be a bad drone. But until then, I would suggest that nobody buys this drone at all. It's too much hassle. It's only luck that I still have the drone with me, because I spent hours searching for it after it flew off. So even experienced drone guys wouldn't want to have this drone. Basically what you want is a drone you can actually just charge the batteries up and fly and record. This isn't that drone. Now I was looking at the Maverick Mini first, that it only usually works with iPhones, and I wasn't going to get an iPhone just to use this. Plus the drone itself was quite a lot more expensive. However, you did get a 4K camera and the software seems to be pretty good. Of course, in hindsight, I would have just waited and got the Mavic to see how it went. But I'm stuck with this drone now, but I did get a £15 rebate from the company I bought it from. But that's just really a drop in the bucket, isn't it? I will be making some more videos, hopefully, from this drone, even though with all the bugs and flaws that it has. Well, I hope you found this sort of review helpful, and any questions, just put them in the comments below. And just to let you know that my phone is an A40 Samsung. Happy flying out there, guys.